Presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Stryker, discover your strengths and follow your passion with us. Fanuc America, the leading supplier of robotics, CNCs, and factory automation. State Champs, also working in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Hi everyone, and welcome back on set here inside the State Champs Sports Network studios for another exciting half an hour of high school sports highlights from right here in the state of Indiana. Welcome to State Champs. We're presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. I'm Kiara Hay.
And I'm Lauren Plants. Hey, we've been on the high school beat in the Hoosier State for 13 weeks now, and we've been busy. Check these stats. We've covered 178 schools, producing 216 highlight packages. If you want to see it all, go to our website, statechampsnetwork.com, click on the Indiana tab at the top of the homepage, or visit our State Champs Indiana YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter page.
We're officially at the crossroads as the fall season winds down and the winter sports season ramps up. Girls basketball is officially underway. We got a handful of games for you this week, and in this week's In Focus segment, we take a look at the powerhouse that is the New Palestine football program.
That's right. Let's get started, shall we? Regional football action from around the state.
State champs in playoff football like peanut butter and jelly. We begin with the Class 2A Regional Championship. Roncalli High hosting this matchup. The Western Boone Stars undefeated on the season, taking on Indianapolis Cecina Memorial, who came away with a 4-point victory over Triton Central a week ago. Crusaders beat the Stars in this very game 1 year ago. We pick up the action in the second half, game scoreless. Crusaders deep in Stars territory but facing third down. Senior QB Mac Ayers connects with Armand Hillman. The sophomore secures 6, Cecina Memorial up 7-0. Still in the third, Stars looking to rev it up. Brett Wethington will somehow weave his way into the end zone. We were tied at 7-all. Minutes later, Stars with the ball back, keeping it simple. Spencer Wright will simply dump off to Luke Kernodle, and he's got blockers. Luke will juke to the paint, miss PAT, Western Boone led 13-7. Fans all kind of fired up. In the fourth now, more for the Webo faithful to cheer about. Wright the give to Wethington, 173 yards and 2 scores for Brett. Western Boone exacts revenge, still undefeated. Stars beat Cecina Memorial 19-7. Now over to Class A ball. Monroe Central and second-ranked Adams Central getting together. Golden Bears in brown with 10 wins for the third straight season. The Jets pitching a shutout in their last bout to Southwood, undefeated on the year. First drive of the game for Adams Central already knocking on the door. Senior quarterback Parker Bates going to swing it wide open. Jets opened with a 7-0 advantage. But on Monroe Central's first play from scrimmage, this happened. Jackson Ullum will hand off to Seth Wilson. He finds a hole, gives a stiff arm, and he is off to the races. The senior tailback with an 89-yard run to pay dirt. He finished with 130. Conversion failed, 7-6 Jets. But Adams Central had an answer. Bates again going to call his own number and again find the end zone. Jets up 8. Golden Bears not backing down. Second quarter trailing 17-6 now. Scoop pass from Ullum to the junior Logan Patterson, and he found a seam. Adams Central would add another before the break. They led 24-12 at the half. In the fourth, Jets sealed the deal. Snow coming down, Bates rolling, flips to Will Hamilton for the score. Adams Central takes this one over Monroe Central, 38-12 the final. They will take on Pioneer in next week's semi-states.
Now, over to AJ Rickard Field for some Class 5A ball. Highlights courtesy of the ISC Sports Network. The Harrison Raiders took to the gridiron as they faced off against the heavily favored Dragons of New Palestine. More on New Palestine later in the show, but now let's get to the highlights. New Pal lit up the board first with Charlie Spiegel getting the honors, but Harrison responded in the second quarter. Senior quarterback Andrew Jensen hits the quick pitch to Marcel Atisu, and the sophomore will bulldoze his way in for the score, tie ball game. Ground and pound is the name of the Dragons game, and chewing the clock is dessert. Charlie Spiegel once again getting the rock, and the sophomore gets the job done. New Pal leads 17-7 at the break. New Pal shows why they are one of the best teams in the state. Spiegel once again with the ball. He had 275 rushing yards and 4 scores as New Palestine easily handled the Raiders as the Dragons advanced to the next round, beating Harrison 31-7, the final.
Lawrence Technological University is located in Southfield, Michigan, and like any great university, their personal connection with their home community is truly special. This week, a few hundred kids took a field trip that found themselves inside the Don Riddler Fieldhouse for an afternoon of women's college basketball, and all involved had an absolute blast.
There is nothing better than when community and the city's university come together to promote the value of educational athletics. LTU is located in Southfield, Michigan, and every year, the women's basketball team hosts a community day where students from Southfield elementary schools attend a basketball game to cheer on the Blue Devil.
Oh, it's so awesome. We just love how excited they get. You know, we come out of the locker room and they're just screaming, they're just so happy, and it just feels good, you know, that they can kind of look up to us, and we had the opportunity to go and read at their schools and talk to them and let them ask us any questions about college basketball, and they're just so curious. So it's so awesome to just have that time to like let them know like everything is like this is possible for them, and it just feels so awesome having them here supporting us. Best fan base ever. No one gets as excited as they do.
Hundreds of cheering fans may have had an influence on how well the Blue Devils did. They came out on top with a huge victory over Great Lakes Christian, 111-32.
I definitely think it did get us off to an energetic start. It means a lot to our girls, and the kids really enjoy it. And I know every time we scored, we would say good job on the bench, but our kids couldn't even hear us because the energy was so much from the stands.
If you want to learn more about women's basketball at Lawrence Tech, look them up at LTUathletics.com. And you can follow Blue Devil basketball, both men and women, all season long on your favorite social media platform.
Everybody loves a great podcast, right? Well, you're in luck. Producers Kevin Trzynski and Todd Young have put one together to talk about what's happening in Indiana high school sports. If you like it, they'll do it every week. So check it out right now at StateChampsNetwork.com and on the State Champs Indiana Facebook page, or whatever is your preferred platform. It's the State Champs Indiana High School Sports Podcast. More football highlights and this week's recruit report is next.
I want to be a dermatologist, and though a lot of universities tried to recruit me for basketball, Lawrence Tech had the science curriculum that I wanted. LTU's Southfield campus is a great place to learn, and the classes are small enough that I don't have to wait for office hours to talk to my professors. They're usually right by my side, challenging me and guiding me toward a successful future. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
I love working for Stryker.
I'm genuinely excited to come to work every day.
We support each other and look out for each other.
I love Stryker because we are like a family.
At Stryker, I own my career.
There are so many different places Stryker can take me in the next 5 years.
Together with our
customers,
we're driven
to make
healthcare better.
Great people with a strong mission and values can accomplish great things together.
We head down to James K. Baker Memorial Gymnasium at Tinley High in Indy. The Tigers hosting their first matchup of the regular season, 25-4 record last year. They would hope to get cooking early in the year. Second year in a row, they open up with the Freelance squad. Heron. Tinley won this matchup big last season, but Tinley graduated its top 4 scorers from a 2017-18 team that made the semi-states. Moving the ball effectively, jumper no good, but Samara Anthony there for the putback. Tigers up 9-2 early. The same story would be rewritten right here. Heron with the rock. Freshman London Love creating some. Her own rebound gets the job done. Heron fighting back but still down. Later, Tigers showing what they can do in transition. Darren Hood to Anaya Washington, and the sophomore delivers. Heron trying to swing the momentum back in their favor. Off the glass, senior Aletha Harnish for three. Heron down 11 at the break. But the Tigers preventing any comeback. Back to business, part of a 24-point third quarter. Naomi Davis with the turnaround bucket. The Tigers of Tinley defeat Heron 62-29 in the final.
More girls basketball action coming your way. Highlights courtesy of the ISC Sports Network. St. Leon, the site of the Eastern Indiana Conference matchup between the East Central Trojans and the visiting Wildcats of Franklin County. Franklin County coming off a win in their first game of the season versus Rising Sun 56-33. Here, senior Abby Orshell dishes the ball to Meredith Bowman, the pump, and then drops the bucket. Bowman led the Wildcats with 13 points and 6 rebounds. The second quarter was a low-scoring affair with only 12 points scored between both teams. Here, on the inbounds pass, the 6'3" center Logan Cox cannot be contained. She had a total of 25 points and 6 rebounds, and the Trojans led big at halftime 31-16. With the clock nearing zero at the end of the third quarter, the Trojans look for that buzzer beater. Abby Cook gets the rebound, and her 16-foot shot is good. East Central leads big 42-24. The East Central star Logan Cox literally ran the floor. On the fast break, she will get the layup to go as East Central defeats Franklin County 55-35, the final. Even more highlights courtesy of the ISC Sports Network. The Class 3A Football Regional Championship, and it's a rematch from last year's bout between the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves and the Red Devils of West Lafayette. Brebeuf was victorious last year, beating the Red Devils 13-10, with West Lafayette looking for revenge this year. Big plays like this one are always special to see. Gabe Klinker on the punt return from the 12-yard line. He will break one tackle and he is off to the races. The Red Devils set this one up perfect with all the blocking in the world, and down the sideline the senior will go 88 yards to the house, and West Lafayette is up 7-0. The Red Devils inside the red zone early in the second quarter. Junior QB Kyle Adams will roll to his left, then looks right, spotting senior Sage Hood wide open on the wheel route. Touchdown West Lafayette. Red Devils up 14-3 at halftime. While the Red Devils extended their lead 24-3, we just had to show this play from the Braves. Junior QB Caleb Ellison throws it up to fellow junior Jay Higgins, and he will reel in the jump ball. But it was too little, too late, as West Lafayette defeats Brebeuf Jesuit 24-10, the final, and the Red Devils advance to the next round.
This is Alan True from 24/7 Sports with this week's State Champs Recruit Report. We've mentioned Indianapolis Ben Davis senior DeJuan Jones many times on this show before, but he seems to continue to pick up new offers. Indiana extended an offer this week, and the Hoosiers are going to be in play as they have several Ben Davis products on their roster. But also don't sleep on USC. The Trojans came all the way out to Indianapolis and extended him an offer, and he may take an official visit out west soon. Camden Childers is another senior that we've talked about a lot. The Fort Wayne Carroll wide receiver has picked up some new opportunities recently. He got a preferred walk-on offer after visiting Ohio State, and he also picked up an offer from Army. An outstanding senior season, so look for several more schools to continue evaluating him and some new offers to possibly present themselves. One of the state's top seniors has made his college decision. Martinsville senior Hunter Stout will play his college football in-state at Anderson University. He gives them a physical 6'3", 315-pound interior offensive line presence. Congratulations to Hunter, and congratulations to Anderson for picking up an outstanding player. For this week's State Champs Recruit Report, I'm Alan True.
State Champs Sports Network is a multimedia high school sports centered outlet that covers all high school sports in both Michigan and Indiana on TV, the web, and on social media. We have an incredibly passionate audience that craves our content, and we have some incredible strategic sponsorship packages that companies large and small should be a part of. Brand loyalty is built during the teen years, and when your company cares about celebrating community, it's a win-win for everyone involved. You can email us on the contact page at statechampsnetwork.com, so become a State Champs partner today and grow your business. I go and focus on the new Palestine football program when State Champs returns.
I'm not built to walk away.
I'm not built to sit still.
I'm not built to stand aside.
I'm not built to speak softly.
I'm built for one thing.
FANUC America is the #1 supplier of robots, CNCs, and factory automation. Our certified automation training prepares students for high-tech careers in advanced manufacturing. Manufacturers use automation to maximize productivity. That's why high-paying careers in advanced automation are in demand today. Our CERT program provides manufacturers and educators a STEM-based curriculum centered on robotics and automation training. Contact FANUC to learn more about our certified automation training programs.
Back again. You know me. Pepperoni Asiago. Oh, he's so cute. What's his name? Pepperoni Asiago. I just want to eat him up.
Flavor fanatics love us because we invented flavored crust pizza with 100% real mozzarella cheese and fresh dough made daily. Now get meal deals for any budget. Hungry?
Howie's! My passion is architecture. I don't want to sit around passively studying. I need to create. In our architecture studios at Lawrence Tech, we collaborate with students, faculty, and professionals from around the world. And from day one, we design using the same industry standard software that architecture firms use. I really feel like I'm designing my own future here. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
Welcome back to State Champs. Heading into regionals, the New Palestine football program is having a remarkable season. The team leads the state in points per game, and the running back is having perhaps the best season in the nation with over 50 touchdowns. Let's go and focus.
I mean, everybody's goal is ultimately a state championship, but we want to be 1-0 every week.
The Dragons of New Palestine haven't lost in the regular season since 2012. Going into this weekend, they have won 56 consecutive games. Coach Ralph, who took over the program in 2013, says it's all about commitment.
The year before I got here, they were 3-7, and I think the biggest thing was just getting those kids to be able to understand that, you know, if you're going to be successful here over the long haul, you've got to really buy into what a championship program actually looks like, and that's a tremendous amount of work from December all the way through that following August to put yourself in a position to be able to win football games.
The Dragons won the Class 4A state championship title in 2014 and were the runners-up in 5A in 2015. Last year, in a major upset, Zionsville defeated New Palestine in the sectional championship game by a field goal in the last 7 seconds.
Everyone in the back of their mind all year had that loss to Zionsville last year in the back of their mind. So, I mean, that's been the motivating factor for pretty much everyone out here.
The Dragons needed that motivation to take on this year's aggressive schedule. The first 2 games of their season was against the Class 5A runners-up Kokomo, who they annihilated 77-0. In Class 6A Power Center Grove, who they defeated 31-9. When they met Zionsville at sectionals again this year, they knew exactly what to do.
Clock strikes 0 and we're on top, and that just makes that moment even sweeter. It's one of our best wins this year.
I mean, we've got a saying around here to, be happy but never satisfied, and our commitment to trying to get better every rep of every day is critically important. So every day and every rep has got to be the most important thing to you, and I think if we can keep doing that, we've got a good shot.
For In Focus, I'm Kiera Hay.
This is State Champs on Fox Sports Midwest.
Off to some girls basketball. The Kokomo Wildcats with a tough road test in their first match of the regular season. And coming off a 3-point loss in overtime to Mississinawa, the Titans of Taylor at home looking for a double-D. Titans hot out of the gate open the contest on a 14-0 run. Senior guard Taylor Boreth kicks to Kelsey Langley, and the freshman looking fine from behind the line. Taylor gave a lot for the home faithful to cheer about this night. This time, Boreth will shoot from the top of the arc, another triple. She had 19 points on 7 of 12 shooting. Titans jumped out to a 33-13 lead at intermission. In the second half, the Wildcats actually outscored the Titans 24-21. Sanagia Ballantyne over to Adria Hartley, the senior forward going glass. But the damage was already done. Off the Wildcat miss, the High Point recruit Boreth, who had 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and 7 dimes, here looking like Irvin Magic Johnson to Emma Good. It's good. The freshmen finish with 9. Taylor beats Kokomo for the first time in 20 tries, 57-34 the final.
We head over to the IHS AA Champions Network Game of the Week, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance with Summit City Sports. The regional championship cooking, the Fort Wayne Bishop Lures playing host to Class 3A title on the line, visiting the Mishawaka Marion Knights who defeated Bishop Lures at last season's tourney. Both teams would be familiar with each other, but starting with a word of prayer. Off to the action now, Bishop Lures would get the ball, first play from the line of scrimmage, and it would be a good one. Norman Kanapke shows the senior arm across the seam. Jordan Presley secures the grab with a move. 76 yards, Lures head up 7-0 early in the first. Lures would have the ball again. Knights show blitz, but Kanapke with the flick to primetime Jordan Presley, and the senior would find the second score of the game. Moving into the second, the senior would find yet another score. Kanapke out of the gun in the 4-wide set, buys some time, up top to Presley in the paint. Bishop Lures up fast, and this one would take the matchup over Mishawaka Marion, 42-6 the final, claiming a 3A regional championship. Up next, another IHS AA Champions Network Game of the Week, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. We check out Decatur Central hosting the Class 5A Regionals. The Hawks would look to keep rolling, visiting the Panthers of Bloomington South with just a minute left in the first half. Decatur Central with the ball, 3rd and 12. Senior captain Parker Harrington at helm for the Hawks. With the drop, Panthers defense would almost have him down. Escapes, he would connect with Larry Tracy across the middle, and the senior makes a man miss all the way to the house. Hawks head up a score 7-0 at the break. We move to the third, still 7-zip. Harrington with the give to Nick Pickett, and Pickett makes his first carry of the night count. Not going to stop him. Hawks head up 14-0 late in the third. In the fourth, DC looking at the closeout. Harrington hands off to fellow captain Will Gibson, and the senior back would show some power to pay dirt. Decatur Central closes out the victory over Bloomington South, 28-0 the final. Hawks grab a Class 5A regional championship, moving on to semi-states.
Hey guys, stick around. The main event is next, Avon versus Center Grove. Need I say more? State Champs will be right back.
Since the dawn of man, storytelling has been the most effective and engaging means of communication. Whether gathered around the warm glow of a fireplace or the family television set, a compelling story has always moved people to action. At Yellow Flag Productions, the Emmy-winning storytellers behind our television programs are now helping clients create content that emphasizes their people and passions. Let us tell your story and share it with the world.
I want a career in robotics and automation, so I chose Lawrence Tech for its first in Michigan robotics engineering program. LTU's brand new STEM complex has a robotics lab where we can design, build, and program robots in a creative atmosphere. And the best thing is, I haven't graduated yet, but I already have a job in my field. I know I made the right choice for my career. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
Welcome back to State Champs. Hey, the game we circled when the regional matchups unfolded, Avon versus Center Grove. Avon currently playing great right now, and after what the offense did to Brownsburg a week ago, might mean they're unstoppable. But they don't have Carson Steele. Center Grove does. He ran for 211 yards, 3 touchdowns in their 23-6 win over Franklin Central. If you're a fan of points, at least on paper, this one's for you. This week's main event. Class 6A Regional Championship up for grabs. Center Grove on one side, Avon on the other. Beautiful Ray Skillman Stadium at Center Grove High, the scene for a Friday night chiller. The Trojans, still with the bad taste in their mouth of falling to Avon in last year's regional title tilt, ready to rumble. The visiting Avon Orioles coming off a big win over Brownsburg. Both defenses looking to set the tone early. Avon senior linebacker Caden Hubner with a big stop. We were scoreless through the first quarter. But the Trojans have an X factor. From their own 35, the man of steel, Carson Steele, busting through a wall, 65 yards to the house. By the time this one was all said and done, the sophomore sensation Steele would amass 247 all-purpose yards on the night. Ensuing possession for the Orioles. Quarterback Henry Hessen, the quick zip to his tight end Therese Farrell, threw his hands into the midst of the senior defensive back, Matt Pence. 70-yard pick six for Pence. Huge momentum boost. Center Grove went into the locker room up 14-zip. We move all the way to the fourth, still up 14. CG took almost 12 minutes off the board, as great teams do on their final two drives, including adding to their lead. Luke Eckert legs one into the center uprights, 17-0 Trojans. The big statement made tonight, the big play of the Trojan defense. Aaron Reynolds has it stripped by Chris Martin. Center Grove snuffs out another drive and completes the shutout. Trojans are regional champs with a 17-0 victory over Avon. Now set to play USA Today's 10th-ranked team in the country, Warren Central, in a 6A semi-state showdown. Gives you goosebumps, doesn't it?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, I'm getting tingling right now. Not because of the cold, but even so, you know, it's truly awesome.
In just a couple of weeks, Lucas Oil Stadium will once again be the site of this year's state championships. But sometimes the semi-states are the best games. There are going to be some incredible matchups next week. We'll have the best highlights right here.
And we are very active on social media, so bookmark the website, statechampsnetwork.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our State Champs Indiana YouTube channel. We'll see you next week.
State Champs is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Stryker, discover your strengths and follow your passion with us. Fanuc America, the leading supplier of robotics, CNCs, and factory automation. State Champs also working in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association.